It's just brutal, isn't it, to be honest?
It's a really tough watch, absolutely. You know, in the House of Commons yesterday, there was collective concern about the situation in Gaza. There was obviously myself and others who made statements. And in my statement, I was very clear that we need to see Hamas defeated and we need to see the safe return of all hostages. But what I also said was that we need to see the return of food, we need to see the return of medicine, electricity and water, particularly so that hospitals could treat the injured. And then, of course, we're now looking at a hospital which appears to have been obliterated. It's extremely difficult to fathom. There can be no justification for collective punishment. And
so do you think collective punishment is what is happening? Do you think that's what Israel is doing?
I think from the images that we're seeing here today and what we've seen over the course of recent days, it's hard to argue otherwise. And if it is confirmed that this hospital has been destroyed by Israeli forces, then the Prime Minister should be making a statement tonight calling for a ceasefire.
Do you think that if this is proven to have happened, that Israel will be breaking international law?
I think it would be extremely difficult for Israel to argue otherwise. You know, the Israeli state and the Jewish people faced an attack that was so abhorrent it's challenging to put into words. But I think we all need to be clear that this is not a state-on-state attack. This is a horrible terrorist organisation who are hiding in amongst the civilian population. There's quite clearly huge civilian loss already. We now seem to see a hospital which has been destroyed. It's been suggested that that was by the Israeli Defence Force. If that is confirmed, then we do need that ceasefire. We need humanitarian aid to get in, and we need people to be able to flee.
You say that if it is confirmed that they attacked this hospital, it would be difficult for Israel to argue they aren't breaking international law. Justin Trudeau, the President of Canada, has said that attacking a hospital is breaking international law. Is he right?
I think Justin Trudeau is drawing the same conclusion that I am, in which many of your viewers will.
And what is that conclusion then?
That it appears that Israel may have breached international law in this regard. And we obviously need that to be confirmed. It would be remiss of me to overspeak in that regard. But if that is confirmed, I think we're very much in the space of a ceasefire, if indeed one already isn't necessary.
It feels like there hasn't been much difference in the position of the Conservative leadership and the Labour leadership. Do you think there is a difference between the SNP?
Well, indeed, when it comes to the Conservative Party and the Labour Party, if there ever is a difference, I've not seen it. I think we've been quite clear about the fact that humanitarian aid needed to get into Gaza from the get-go so that people could get out and supplies get in, so that hospitals could work effectively to treat the innocent, so that there could be no collective punishment. You know, I understand the want and the desire of the Israeli people to respond and to respond with as much force as possible.
And I guess, you know, it's important to put what Israel would be saying is that they are at war with Hamas, a terror organisation that wants to effectively wipe them off the map.
Yeah.
And the only way, it's Hamas who is hiding behind civilians, it's Hamas who is at fault here.
And Hamas need to be defeated, and their crimes need to be unequivocally condemned by all. But as I say, there is no justification for collective punishment.
Certainly, should Rishi Sunak be visiting Israel?
I think he should, actually. And I think when he goes, he needs to take a clear message on behalf of the people of Scotland and the people of the entire UK that humanitarian corridors need to be created, so that people can get in and supplies, so that people can get out and supplies get in, so that we can have that ceasefire, so that collective punishment can be ruled out. And we treat this as a terrorist attack and respond to the terrorists and make sure that civilians are not collateral damage.